Welcome back. As we reported over the course of this year, the workers at our airports are often mistreated and face troubling conditions. At Miami International Airport on Tuesday, you can expect to see protests as a group of workers who work for one company want to make the public aware of what is happening. Joining me this morning to explain what is going down is Wendi Walsh, the Secretary-Treasurer of Unite Here, Local 355, the union that represents the workers who prepare the meals for airlines, most notably American Airlines. Wendi, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So if folks are traveling during this holiday week on Tuesday and they're at the airport between 4:30 and 7 p.m., what are they going to see?
Yeah, so there's going to be hundreds of workers from LSG Sky Chefs, the catering company for American Airlines, out there protesting, demonstrating, and making sure that we get our message out that these workers have waited far too long for a living wage and health care that they can afford. So
a couple of statistics that I know that you're citing. 93% of the workers at Sky Chefs at MIA make below $15 an hour, and over 71% make less than the Miami-Dade County living wage.
Yeah.
And then even more troubling, only 19% had company health care in 2018, leaving many uninsured in medical debt or having to travel to their home countries to seek medical care. Sky Chef is independent from American Airlines, correct?
Correct. It's a subcontractor.
It's a subcontractor. So technically, your argument is with Sky Chef, but you're trying to say Sky Chef will do whatever American Airlines tells them to do when it comes to their contract.
Yeah, so Sky Chef serves airlines nationally, and we are having protests at 18 airports around the country on Tuesday. Here in Miami, as we all know, American Airlines is the predominant airline at the airport. 80% of Sky Chef's business is to American. And so if American Airlines made a commitment that they would not have a subcontractor who pays less than a living wage, then Sky Chefs would get the message that they need to move those workers to a living wage. And really, that money is going to have to come from the airlines, ultimately.
What's the current status of American Airlines? Are they hurting for money? No.
American Airlines, there's been a restructuring of the airlines. They've been doing incredibly well. Last year, American made almost $2 billion in profits in 2018.
$2 billion in profit.
Yeah, so they're doing incredibly well. And in fact, most workers for American Airlines are making above the living wage. And here we have them subcontracting work out to a caterer where folks are starting at $10 an hour in Miami, and we all know nobody can live on that kind of money here. Then in addition to that, for health insurance, they'd have to pay about $200 a month to insure themselves. And so we have more than 80% of workers who go without employer health insurance because they simply can't afford it.
All right, so if I'm walking through the airport on Tuesday, I see the protest. Why should I care?
Well, because at this point, we really need the passengers to get involved. We cannot have airlines gouging passengers with things like, baggage fees. There's a fee for everything now, while they're absorbing all of that profit and not passing any of it on to the workers who serve those planes. You want to have good workers who are preparing food. You don't want workers to be sick in kitchens preparing the food that's going on those planes. You want them to be people who are looking out for the safety of what's going onto those airplanes. And, I think it's in all the passengers' interest to know that the folks who are serving those airlines have good jobs and are able to make ends meet.
And if I don't have company insurance and I get sick, I end up at Jackson Memorial Hospital where the taxpayers end up having to subsidize my health care.
100%. So we all know that large numbers of these workers are on Medicaid, and the rest of us are footing the bill while American is making $2 billion in profit. They're not going without health care in their most dire moment, but they're not getting the everyday care, and so they're heading to the emergency room and costing tens of thousands of dollars at times.
Wendi Walsh, for anyone who cares, they should care. They should be looking out for this coming up on Tuesday. All right, we'll be right back after the break.